Hi, I'm Blair Gilbert from MrHardware.com and Gilbert's Pro Hardware in St. Clair Shores. We've been talking about basement insulation and how to tighten up a basement. Styrofoam, 1.5 inch. You can use whatever is most economical for you in your neighborhood. The distance in between joists are standard 14.5 inches. The height is 7.25. Varies depending on the construction of your home. But you just take and find out what it is, get a nice mean measurements, you can get the foam up there. And what we've done is we'll take and run a bead of foam around the perimeter, put the foam in. The foam we cut at a slight bevel so that our second layer of foam can seal into it better, a little more surface area, a little bit of air gap. And then we'll glue this baby in there with foam. That'll be our value of 10 plus all the foam made. No air infiltration. We've really done a nice job of stopping wind from coming in the house. Over here, we happen to have wiring that's going upstairs. This house was built in an era before they required fire stopping. So if there was ever a fire in this basement, the heat will rise and the flames will go up those holes into the wall cavity. When a fire stops, clean up this whole job. Alright, when using foam, one thing to remember is this can be the messiest stuff you've ever gotten on it. What I do is I like to take and I put the straw onto the trigger first for at least 30 seconds. 30 seconds is pretty minimal at times. This product works well upside down. What you need to do is have yourself a box so that you catch any fallouts. When you're using this, you don't want to get any on you. The other thing with using it is if you go fast, it comes flying out and it can get everywhere. See that fast? It's hard to control it fast. So you can slow it down. So we've done a pretty darn good job. I'm not too worried about any fire going up. Notice fire stop caulk is also orangish red in color to let the city building inspector know that you really use fire stop caulk. Now we have 2 more holes here that are going upstairs. Probably to a closet, potential fire hazard. So we're here just for the heck of it showing you how easy this stuff is, can be to use. So there it is, we fire stopped this area. Okay, now we're going to use some of the triple expanding foam. This stuff is great. You have to be careful you don't get into an enclosed environment, because you get it into a closed spot. It can expand and actually push materials apart if they're not strong enough. Take our piece of foam, jab it into all that fresh foam, set it in there real nice, get it nice and tight. We're just going to weld it in place. And I'll tell you what, God help you if you want to pull this piece of foam out of here at a later date. So if there's any wiring, anything you want to do, make sure you have that done ahead of time. When we get this stuff on us, we'll use acetone, we use paint thinner if we catch it while it's still wet. But if we don't catch it while it's still wet, acetone's a pretty good remover for getting this off of us. Cavity, when this hardens, it'll be just like this. There'll be no moving it, no air's blowing through there, and we just put an R10 of insulation into this joist space. This as we're going along, now we want to go around the basement windows. So to go around a window or anything that opens or closes, that there's a chance that if we expand it with the foam, that it's going to cause any material to cave in. We're going to use a no warp, which is an open cell foam. This foam doesn't have any real strength. It doesn't push stuff apart. When it expands, when I used it around the vinyl windows of my house, I did not have to worry about it causing my windows to crush in the middle and make my windows hard to use. Now this cavity here, it's pretty deep. And there's gaps up above. There's breeze coming in up here. So we're going to take, when we run this, there's some cement, some other fodder in here, but we got all the loose crud out. So that's the important thing. I'm making sure I don't glue this window in place. So when we get it in here, I go for the back cavity first. If you can tell, the foam is going up behind the wall. That is just making me think this is going to be a great job here. Get into the void, I scrape a little into the cavity where I can't see what I'm doing, comes out the edges. Get in there now. I finished filling this. I'm being very gentle on the trigger. You will learn how important that is after your first or second can of foam. There. Minimal foam. Won't expand, won't hurt a window. Just about as good an R value. Does not have quite the adhesion or the glue factor of the other foam. It's an open cell. You push on your finger and crush it. Great for windows, cavities, or anything. I'm afraid that if it expands and it crushes it, it could ruin my job. And we've already picked up 7 degrees pretty much for free. We've spent $100 and this basement is already 7 degrees warmer. No heat's on down here. We've changed nothing. We've just stopped all the air infiltration